So a little story first, and then we'll get back to the action. This is me. This is me 7 years ago on my first bike trip to Chiang Mai. So I'd already lived in Thailand more than 8 years by this point. I'd actually already been cycling for several years, but I just had mountain bikes. Now today, I'm sure I'll have no problem completing the climb, but as I like to do, I want to make it a challenge. So back to the beginning, it's going to be a big day, so I am waking up super early. Here I am again, 1,000 calories, finished before 4 a.m. It's not the easiest thing to do. It is kind of fun though. So for the third time this year, I'm waking up pretty early to go and test my own limits. I have an adventure route planned out. I have never done the second climb that we're going to do today. So both climbs are HC climbs, but it's like HC plus because there's a climb to get to the beginning of each of these climbs. So the total for the day is going to be over 4,000, which is not a crazy number on its own, but these are two really, really hard climbs, and one of them is in a very hard to reach location. The weather today, though, is magnificent. So when I came downstairs, I turned on this air purifier that I use in the smoky season here, and the reading was 5. And so today, there is a window where I can ride outside during the smoke season. So this is end of February, and I can't even expect that I could ride outdoors at all during this time. It's usually recommendation, remain indoors, or if you do go outside, wear a mask. It won't say, get outside, ride your bike, wear a huge smile, and have a great day. But that's what I'm gonna do. So my bike is all ready to go. I love this bicycle. I'm taking it because it has disc brakes. I'm taking it because it's an amazing bicycle. I love it, but it has disc brakes and it has a little bit wider tires. I've set it up with some lights because I'm leaving early in the morning. And then I've got a lot of food in my pocket. So I'm bringing sunglasses to put on when the sun does come up. Oh, I also have a cool thing to put behind the bike seat that will hold the camera. Can get a lot of B-roll today from maybe some cool downhill sections or whatever. Anyways, I'm ready to go. So back at the table, I'll finish this coffee and then we'll hit the road. 4:42 departure. Let's see if we can do today the whole route, including stops, in under 9 hours. I think that's a reasonable goal. I don't feel the best in my legs, but I'm very happy to be out. And it's so peaceful. It's 60K to the start of the first climb, and then we're gonna be climbing for 100K, and then 40K flat back home. These are not the times to make videos. It is not safe riding through a market at 5 a.m., but it's so fun. Man, that was hectic. Just follow the mangoes. Okay, up and over the bridge, straight on till home. So the last time I drove out here, so I parked right up here. No, that's not a fire, thankfully. It's humid. I remember last time I was hoping for a starry sky, but it was cloudy, and today, same thing. It means it's less cold. First hour finished. I've done 34K. Average heart rate is 105, which is pretty good. I'm happy with that. But the climbing will change that, obviously. It's very dark out here on the highway. It's been a long time since I've rode a flat ride in the dark. Need to take a break. Might not be good news. These are called Sala Ro Rot. You can also practice your Thai with that one. Sala Ro Rot. 1,000 calories down, 90 minutes down, about 10 minutes till the start of the first climb, and then we're gonna climb for 6 hours. Okay, let's get to it. All right, there it is, 1K. We start climbing up over that. It's called Crybaby for a reason. It's actually 3 climbs. making up the one big climb. I hope I can do it in 1 hour 12 is my target. Let's see. This part is gonna hurt, and that's what we came here for. So let's do it. Can't even ride in a straight line. Just past halfway. I'm on target. Oh. The birds here are beautiful. The jungle. This starts the real jungle. I'm at 1,000 meters now. It's cool, but I'm still sweaty. So beautiful. This is the payoff for this back section. Haven't seen a car since I started. So 40 minutes, 0 cars. Wow. That was not fun. I am on the clock here, but I want to see this viewpoint. I am making a video after all. Oh, buddy, you are so good to me. Oh my goodness gracious. That was hard. One of my endurance runner friends, who is also a very good bike rider, he told me, Coke is the athlete's best friend, but you always mix water with it. Coke is too strong, or the sugar, the hit in your stomach will be too intense. But anyways, it does make it easier to drink a lot of it. So I hit my target, actually over a little bit. So that's good news, but my legs are burning. Wow. It's so hard to do that so early in the morning when usually at this time I might even be sitting at the table drinking coffee, thinking of when to start riding. All right. Next up, Lampang Province, Mae Kampong, and then Chae Son. Gonna hit the 7-Eleven there. Okay, see you after about 40 minutes of downhill through the jungle. Let's go. Besides the sound of the bike tires, can you hear all the birds? The Coca-Cola is a huge boost. Wow, it is chilly, 13 degrees and very damp. The birds are singing a symphony. I had to put my glasses on because there were bugs getting hit in the eyes. How are those shots with the camera behind the seat? I can't wait to see those. My first time using that. All right. This climb goes on for a little bit. One more downhill. I'm gonna put my sleeves on. It's cold. All the time, every corner. You just never know. Dry season of Thailand is dry. Rainy season is rainy. Maybe not as rainy as you think. It doesn't rain every day. But in December, January, February, you do not know what's gonna happen. The rain yesterday, so gorgeous. And look at that. Even the flowers are rejoicing. I could make this ride take 12 hours, just stopping to take hundreds of photos. What do I think about on the climbs? Usually, not much. I could say to answer about all the bike rides in general, I usually just ride with a clear mind. I ride the bicycle to clear my mind. When I used to play guitar, it was the exact same feeling. It was just an experience to be in the moment, constantly in each moment, and just continue. My imagination is very active sometimes. It tires me out. Hey, let's try this one. So there are temples all along the way, and they usually have an insanely steep climb to get up to them. So you got to do these, weaving back and forth. Can we do it? Yeah, we got it. Always dogs. If you immediately turn around but stop pedaling, can be okay. But if you try to keep pedaling, the dogs like to chase your feet. So if you have a fear of dogs, I've noticed my strategy is just you stop pedaling. If they're still coming, then you go, hey, loud, one time, look right at them. That's never failed. But good luck. This is the kind of thing that you could just get through. You know, if you had a plan to just morning till sundown, just to do this loop, it would still be tough, for sure. It would still be tough. I'm not being stupid, but it would not be nearly as tough if you just rode easy. I'm trying to go, fast, strong, really, really test the endurance today. That's one of the purposes of the ride today. So I picked the hard route, but I also want to go full gas on the hard route. So let's see if I can do it. กะเพราไก่ขายดาวเผ็ดนะครับแต่ไม่ใส่ชูรส And actually, this is not a table. Let's go sit over here. It's a highlight of a ride when you're stopping to eat. Sometimes it might be the purpose of the ride. Where are you going to eat, or where are you going to have coffee? So I did just have another coffee, but I'm going to share this, hang out and enjoy this scene, and take my mind off my legs for a minute. I will answer the question, what to eat during rides? Ideally, although kind of boring, you might just eat white rice. Okay, if it's too boring, white rice with an egg. There you go. Some of my friends here eat noodles, and for me that's too much hot liquid. Cold liquid with noodles doesn't really taste good, so I don't go for noodles. But I also think of noodles as too few calories in some very important space. So you got to maximize the calories. Rice is definitely maximization of calories, and it digests very quickly. So you could say, well, rice noodles, yeah, I'm going with rice. So, what to eat? You have a lot of nutrition products in there, but there I recommended rice to you. After that, how to eat. Hold on. It's just so good. Besides breakfast, my first real food. So I've eaten maybe 2,000 calories, mostly of sugar, and now, white rice is also very processed, but tastes really good. Chilies and some garlic and some more salt. Don't overlook how much salt you lose on a big bike ride like that. Okay, so if you are trying to plan out a huge ride for yourself or an adventure day, if it's supported, it still requires you to remember when you're going to need to eat. So for a mountain ride, I could say a ratio of 3. 3 hours, you're going to need to eat 1,000 calories, no matter the pace you're going. If you're going heavy pace, hard pace like I am today, maybe 1,500 calories in 3 hours. Might be a little bit tough to do, but with practice, you got to do it. You got to do it for yourself, or you're going to be destroyed if the ride is more than 3 hours long. So if it is more than 3 hours long, you might break it into blocks of 3. If you're climbing in the mountains, you're going to be climbing for 2 and maybe descending or resting for 1, right? So that's why I say 3. So 1 of the hours is a chance for you to recover and restore your energy stores for those 2 hours, imagining that there's going to be another block of 3. So today I'm doing probably 3 blocks of 3. So if I mess up the first 2, the third one is going to be suffering, and it's all my fault. So even if the ride is supported, you still got to think about this. Try to take in what I just said was 350 calories per hour over 3 hours. So this hour you might do a little bit more because these 2 hours you're climbing, it's harder to eat. So maybe if you say 200 calories per hour for these, and then you get 600 in that hour of downhill, you can have more time to eat or even just take a break like I'm doing right now. I don't make a habit of trying to use sports nutrition type stuff. I like to eat real food. So like rice and eggs. I bring the bars, the fruit-bound bars. I love those bars. Those are great. So I have maybe 1 per hour of those, and that is much closer to real food. Those actually have only 5 ingredients. So it's just like figs and oats and raisins in those things. Or you could bring a pack. You could pre-pack a little baggie of peanuts and raisins. That's also a great thing. Not too many peanuts. Also, one thing to think about is your teeth. I have pretty soft teeth, so I have to balance more gentle sugar sources. So you saw me put Coca-Cola in the bottles. To me, that's an extreme measure. When I haven't had a chance to stay on top of the nutrition like that, when you just have a huge climb and you want to get a good time on it, you just have your pockets. You sometimes you might have to go over the limit in order to reach the cycling goal. But again, what I said, if the ride is supported, even then, you have to remember to pack stuff for yourself. Do a quick calculation of how long the ride is going to be. Maybe ask your guide or a friend, or look on Strava, see the average ride total time for the loop that you're designing, and kind of plan it out. Okay, I'm going to try to eat 2,000 calories during the ride. So you have breakfast before the ride, during the ride 2,000, and then up to you with the recovery stuff, but you have time for that. So think about that. Man, this is so good. Just need a moment of silence for the kapow. Can teach you a Thai sentence for the day. I think it's 7 words. Kapow gai, kai dao mai su. Kapow gai. Kapow is the basil. Gai is the chicken. Kapow gai. Kai dao is an egg. Mai su with a runny center. So like eggs over easy. And have a tasty reward for your practice. I think no more coffee. I'm just delaying the attempt at this fearsome climb. Like I said, lots of friends who do know Thailand, not just foreigners. A lot of people say this is the hardest climb they've ever done. Something cool though. Mom and Dad said they are going to meet me for coffee in the home stretch. They're going to drive out, meet me at Chun. Lunch. And maybe a noon coffee, maybe a 1 p.m. coffee. Let's see how we go. Okay, so a nice little unpaved introduction into this climb. So again, Chae Son was that town, and we're climbing up to Kew Fin. 19-kilometer climb. All right. Absolutely dying, but the first gel hit. I can hold on. I took a gel, the first gel finally hit my system. Okay, oh my gosh, these are unholy. Okay, halfway through. The next segment is called Hell on Strava. So what was that? Okay. Eaten by Kew Fin. Look at that. 4,000 calories in, 4,000 kj in. Can't do 22% gradients anymore. Wow. I can't remember the last time I walked. I think Phetchabun. There you go. Message to everyone. Chae Son is unbelievably hard. Slipping in cleats. Okay, no more video. See you at the top. Oh, there you go. I walked, and that is the view of Kew Fin Top. Killer. 71 minutes. I can't even believe it. I'm actually shocked. Okay, there are other people waiting to take a photo. Nam tok Mae Kampong. So today, survived. Barely. Insane. I still can't believe it. After coming down that thing, I've had some time to cool down, and I still can't believe it. That's insane. That thing is so hard. All right, let's see if I can make it to meet Mom and Dad on time. I bet I'm gonna be late, which is crazy. It's like 150K. It's taking me like 7 hours. I think I want to finish just so that I can record this as the hardest 200 I've ever done. I am in a hole. Wow. Those of you guys who watched the Rome video, you saw me lying on the ground. That was because of pain in my leg. But I didn't actually run out of energy that ride. Today I am trashed. Wow. So still 10 kilometers to reach Mom and Dad, but it's like I'm in a daze right now. So I got some milk. It just looked good. Chocolate milk, water, and then raisins. 4,500 kJ used in only 150 kilometers of riding. That's absurd. I don't think I've ever seen a number so high like that before. So that shows how punishing those climbs are. Okay, raisin time. Wow. But even so, I'm happy. This is what I came to do today. I am alive.
You guys both got egg?
Coffee is an amazing thing. Sugar is an amazing thing. Mom and Dad are here exactly on time, waiting for me. I'm gonna make this a video. So can I ask you, what did you guys do today?
We walked around the reservoir looking for birds and had a successful morning. It's ridiculously beautiful and comfortable right now. There's a lovely breeze, lots of birds.
It is really
It's
peaceful.
just like perfect. And my favorite color in the whole world is the rice green. Rice paddy green, if they could market that color, it would be the most popular color. Oh, it's just so pretty.
Lee is gonna make a video. Dad was not there the day that we went to Hoi Tan Tao and the hike, so Lee will make that video eventually. But today, Dad got a chance to visit that place. Dad, what do you think?
Yeah. It's such a beautiful spot. You know, just the nature, and you get like the cool, like the forest comes down to an open space before the reservoir. So you have like this place where you've got forest birds and water birds, and they're kind of going back and forth. Yeah, it's just a special place. There's hardly ever any motorbikes or cars.
Yeah.
We saw one guy pass us who was going to set up his fishing spot.
Yes.
But other than that, it was just a very peaceful morning. So if you're ever interested in hiking, that's a great spot to check out.
The east side of Chiang Mai is definitely the lesser known side. All the famous things are on the west side. North towards Mae Rim, you have like the tiger temples, the road towards Bai. There's tons of coffee shops everywhere, but the west is where Doi Saket is. That's where the Grand Canyon, that's the zoo, the night safari. Pretty much all the famous tourist stuff is on the west. I recommend the east for all the reasons my dad just said. The nature out here is much more accessible. You have to get out here. But yeah, the east side is where it's at. What do you guys think? Joel, why do you push yourself so much? Joel, it's not healthy. Joel, what are you doing? What do you guys think about that? When you saw me roll up and I can barely even talk for a few minutes.
When you said you had to walk up a portion,
For 2 minutes.
Dad and I were shocked because you
Yeah.
can do such steep ascents. I don't know. Must have been straight up.
You remember the hike that we did in Malaysia when we were walking up that cement thing? So imagine that it was covered with mud.
No.
That's so So if the road was clean, I would not have had to walk. But the reason that that road is so hard is because it's almost never clean.
So it's very slippery.
Yeah.
You couldn't
That
get
makes
any
sense.
traction. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think
But it's not like an excuse. I mean, everyone who does that road knows that it's like that.
Okay.
It's a skillful and very power climb. Like it's really hard to do. So if you can make it without walking, it's like a game.
Yeah. Well, we know Intanon was last weekend, and that was a fun kind of challenge.
Yeah.
It's an endurance thing, but it's like this mountain sounds like it's actually got some spots that are steeper.
Yeah, it's way harder than.
And also just the challenge of getting all the way out to where the mountain starts. Intanon,
Yeah.
you could drive right to the spot where
Yeah.
it begins. So this has a combined challenge of crazy steepness with inaccessibility.
Yeah.
And so we know that one of the things you love to do is try to find your limit.
Yeah.
See, and so obviously last weekend, even though you bested your time from last year by a whole minute, I think you felt like there was still space in your legs or space in your head to push yourself for another challenge. And
Yeah.
we all know that the smoky season's coming, and this might be one of the last really beautiful days. So I know you wanted to get out there and enjoy it.
Thank you, Dad.
And one thing from the States we can read, I rode 200K today, had some steep climbs, but they're just, after a while, they're like numbers. But
Yeah.
when we're here
Aw,
and you're
thank you.
pulling up and you
Yeah.
can see you're super tired, it's like the push that you've made, we can appreciate those numbers and the pushes.
Thank you very much. Finally, the sugar and the coffee is starting to take effect.
Yeah.
I can speak again. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. 200. 4,200 meters climbing. I gotta get inside, stretch, grab a drink. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for sending me encouragement, even after the fact. I really do appreciate it. 4:44 a.m., February 25th. The statistics: 7 hours, 40 minutes riding. Normalized power 236 for almost 8 hours. TSS 426. KJ 5,300. Calories 6,000. So besides, I need to eat at least 2,000, so that's over 8,000 calories for today. Low temperature for today's ride 13. Maximum 30. That's in centigrade. So 30 max is 86 Fahrenheit. 13 though is 56. Pretty good spread. High heart rate for today 175, but average heart rate 127. So for riding efficiency, that's surprisingly pretty good considering how destroyed I was riding home. But it means I did really well for the first 3 or 4 hours, so built up a good average. Anyways, gonna reward myself. Why not? See you at the breakfast table again 10 hours later.